Good evening and welcome to Checkered Flag. On tonight's show we bring you some super sedan action and some fantastic kart racing from Geelong International Kart Raceway in Victoria. Joining me in commentary will be Matt Payne, and Matt, one of the premier meetings of the season.
Yeah, it is final round of the Dunlop CIK Australian Karting Championships. We saw earlier some of the Formula A competitors getting ready for their final. They'll be up a little bit later on. But first off, we have Junior Intercontinental A.
Christian Lindbaum has been dominant in this class so far this year, looking to wrap up the title today.
Yes, he's got 37 points advantage over Ben McCashney. Then we've got Paul Laskazeski, Ashley Walsh, Daniel Erickson, Chris Reindler, Deepak Kandola and Mason Merritt. We caught up with some of the competitors earlier. Daniel Erickson going quite well in the wet conditions today.
Yeah, the kart's handling quite well. Yes.
And how's the championship been going for you so far?
Oh, we had a bad start to the season with the first 2 rounds, but we're starting to come back now, but I don't think we're in good contention of the winning, so.
And next year, what's the plan?
We're not quite sure at the moment. We might do CIK in junior in ICA, but we're not sure yet.
JTT Maro driver Paul Laskazeski coming into the Geelong round of the championship. You're still in with a chance for the championship, albeit fairly slim.
Yeah, I don't think I can win it, but I think I can come second. I'm happy just to come that.
And a bit of a difficult year for you with JTT Maro.
Yeah, I don't think we can get the kart right yet, but I think that if we keep testing, I think we should get it right for next year.
Wet conditions obviously going to help you?
Yeah, should. I think I'm not that bad in the wet, so it's all good.
It's all good for young Paul Laskazeski, but the weather has turned on us here at Geelong. On Friday and Saturday we were adorned by sunny conditions. However, race day morning, as you can see, nowhere near that, Matty.
It's absolutely feral here at the moment. Look at the conditions there. Changing on karts set up, changing tyres, putting on wetsuits, everything like that, just trying to get it right. You can see there Deepak Kandola. He was actually the pole sitter, but the most impressive man out there was kart number 10, and that's actually Deepak's little brother, Amrit Kandola, his first ever CIK effort.
Gee, how small is he too?
Yeah, they're calling him Mini Montoya around the pits. He looks absolutely like one Pablo Montoya, of course, the Williams Formula 1 driver, and he's just awesome. Been riding like a bucket bronco.
Yeah, he's about 3.5 foot tall, this kid. Very well spoken, very quiet, nice little fella, but geez, he can drive.
Yeah, certainly can. Another guy who can drive is Ashley Walsh. He's out of this afternoon's final. Spoke to him earlier and asked him why. Ashley Walsh, coming into this round, you had the opportunity to finish in the top 3, but you're out of the final. Tell us the story.
Yeah, we could have got second in the championship. We were hoping for, a good meeting, but couldn't really get the kart sorted out and made a few wrong mistakes, and just it's all gone to pieces, so we've decided to pull out of the final and go home early.
Yesterday things weren't looking too bad, sort of running in the top 5 fairly consistently, but obviously things have gone downhill with the change in weather conditions.
Yes, in the dry the kart was great. Couldn't ask for anything better, but it goes wet. Couldn't get it figured out and just wasn't fast.
And what about next year? What are your plans for that?
Next year I'd say we'll be racing ICA and going up to seniors after this meeting. It should be good.
Okay, the time for talking has stopped. Karts now on track, getting set for the final. And Matt, this should be excellent.
Yeah, should. We just have a look at the grid here. Deepak Kandola off the pole, Ericsson alongside, Lindbaum, Laskazeski, Daniel Ricciardo, Ben McCashney and Amrit Kandola.
Earl Bamber, Daniel Asselin, Michael Burdett, Ashley Walsh, Roddy Balboa, Chris Reindler and Mason Merritt.
Saw a bit of a problem there for Paul Laskazeski, just dropping back through the field. Not quite sure what the drama is there. Come onto the straight. It's Kandola and Ericsson on the front row. Away we go.
Kandola. This guy is good. I like this family. Actually, they're very, very strong. Out of Perth, is that right?
That's correct. As we see there, you've got kart number 7. That's Ben McCashney. Slots himself up into 3rd position. Really needs to pull the big ones out as Christian Lindbaum slots himself into the lead.
Christian Lindbaum. He's not used to being anywhere else except in front and looking to make the same thing happen again today.
Exactly right. Look at the back there. Kart number 71. That's Paul Laskazeski. Comes into this race with a chance of the championship. Drops right to the back of the field. Due to start about 6th.
He won't be happy with that.
Certainly won't. I think that you'll be hard-pressed to see Paul at the back of the field at the end of the race. He'll certainly have the eyes on and will be looking to pull his way through the field.
Yeah, Christian Lindbaum in the base player top kart on fire.
Yes, he is. It's a different kart he's using for this race. He's elected to go with the Top Kart Viper chassis as opposed to Top Kart Rep chassis as Christian Lindbaum gets up on 2 wheels. You see that, right?
That was excellent.
That was huge. I think that's sign of the cart gripping up a little bit already early in this race.
Yeah, and they can be too grippy at times, and that can be a disadvantage.
I think so. Possibly, I think he's made the wrong decision. Rather than going with the rep chassis, he's gone with the Viper instead. But Candola right behind him, he's going to hound him all the way, looking for his first CIK win.
Yeah, Candola and Lindbaum very, very good out in front. Both of them exceptional drivers. You see Candola all over the back of Lindbaum. Lindbaum, as we said, has been, won several events this year and be looking to do the same to finish the season on a high.
Exactly. He's won 3 out of the 4 events conducted so far. Been absolutely dominant. Candola, of course, moved across to the top card team at the last round, and as he looks up the inside, he's actually got...
Is that right?
He just moved up the inside of Lindbaum there, but that's Candola. He's just moved across at the last round of Dubbo, as you saw on checkered flag. As McCashney now looks up the inside of Lindbaum. Lindbaum again gets those 2 wheels up off the ground. Now Ericsson looks at the back of McCashney. Lindbaum shuts the door on McCashney once more. The PlayStation 2 trolley cart driver can't quite make his way through.
I tell you what, I think I saw Daniel Ricciardo just stick his nose up in there as well. It's a 5-man freight train at the front.
Yes, it is. Daniel Ricciardo now slots himself into 4th, the youngster from Perth in Western Australia. He's racing for Birrell as well now. Came into CIK competition last year, suffered a broken leg at one point, but he's made a comeback, and he's certainly hasn't been as spectacular as what he was last year, but he's on his way back. Oh, Lindbaum bounces his way through that corner. Did you see that, Rodney?
Oh, Lindbaum is not having fun out there.
It's ugly. This card is certainly ugly. As Mitty Montoya makes his way through on Lindbaum. Lindbaum certainly won't be happy about that. His brand new teammate moving himself up to 4th in his first CIK event.
Yeah, Emmerich Candola up into 4th. As we said, the pint-sized rocket out of Perth, Western Australia, has been a revelation here this weekend.
He has. He's certainly come in. Of course, the last round we saw Michael Burdett from New Zealand. He was the little fella. He was the heir apparent to that title, but I think Emmerich taking that title. Oh, Lindbaum, just see the 2-wheel action there.
Yeah, old Emmerich Candola looks like he's out of something. Land of the Giants, he's at score.
Something like that. We've got, that's the cart number 34 there. That's Daniel Ricciardo doing a fantastic job in 3rd position. He's coming now under siege from Candola. Candola looks up the inside. Can he make it stick? Pulls it there, gets right out wide. Bounces up and down, but he's moved himself into 3rd.
Yeah, great drive there. Ricciardo being relegated back to 4th by the little fella, but it is still Deepal Candola out in front, doing an exemplary job of leading this star-studded field.
He's had a disastrous introduction to CIK racing, tried 3 different chassis. Now he's with the top card, he's very happy, and his father Delbier is extremely happy.
Yeah, I think people underestimate just how important the cart is. We've seen drivers who are named drivers go backwards through the field.
Exactly.
And at other times you see guys that aren't that well known coming to the front. The cart just has to be right.
Yeah, I guess it's not really necessarily the chassis, it's the whole package of the way that the chassis is set up. So to have an experienced setup man in your corner is half the battle, I think, to get it right.
Yeah, no doubt about that. If the cart's not performing, the driver can look very ordinary.
Exactly right. And if you're liking what you're seeing on today's checkered flag, make sure you call your local karting authority or 1300 30 cart. That's 1300 30 KART.
And why wouldn't you want to be involved in karting? It's a brilliant sport.
Exactly right. Have a look at this. We just saw in the background cart number 71, Paul Laskazeski, probably up to about 8th position now. He's certainly moving his way through. Had a disastrous year for JT Team Arrow, and finally they seem to have happened on a sweet setup.
Yeah, the 2 Candola boys in 1st and 3rd. Their father will be very, very happy with their efforts today.
Yeah, he certainly will. And I think if they finish on the podium, this could actually be a first for CIK competition in Australia, having 2 siblings on the podium with one another.
Yeah, it'll be a top effort. But as we see here, the battle at the front is far from over. Deepal Candola and Ben McCashney going at it.
McCashney needs a big result, sitting there in 2nd position. He came into this race sitting 2nd overall in the point standings, and really needs a big effort as we cut here. We've got 7 laps left remaining. Deepal Candola gets out wide. The sun comes out as well. He's